in your situation, like, what is the understanding between y'all? Like, how much money are you getting? Like,
We're more comfortable with each other because we've been seeing each other for a while. So it's not like, if I ask for money, I'll get money. Or it's like something like, oh, every Friday, like I'll send you this, and that, or whatever. Yeah, it's in my account already. It's set. Like I don't have to ask.
so
So
how much is said stipend? Like, I'm
Okay, so
like,
at the
she
end
wants
of the
clear
week,
figures.
first of all, I don't know your situation, but in my situation, I don't know. I didn't know what bills, rent. I didn't. I
didn't know
didn't
what?
deal with that. I didn't deal with the bills, the rent, the
like he'll come
cable,
into
the
it like,
Wi-Fi.
I'll take care of the
okay.
bills.
And my
I
account.
got the rent. So you guys talk about that. So that's like over with.
Yeah, and then there's just
So basically,
you
he
have the
pays all
credit
the
card, you
bills.
have the Apple Pay, you have the.
So you can
you're
go
just
shopping on
doing
my
what you
credit card.
want.
Yeah.
So you can go shopping on my credit card. You're on. You're a signer on my credit card.
Yeah.
I take
I'll
care
see you
of
when I
your
see you
mortgage
type.
or your rent or whatever it is.
If you need more, let me know.
If you need more,
I don't
let me
think it's
know.
like, oh, you did this, you spread your butthole open, and I
no.
shoved a rocket in there.
No, but in
a
exchange-
toy rocket, so you get
200,
like,
like,
never.
no.
I know that's what I'm saying, and that's why I want to be clear to the audience that because that's a transactional
Yes.
type of
Right, and that's
relation.
why
It's
people think
not.
it's prostitution. It's literally
No,
you're just
it's
in a
clear
relationship
that
with
it's not.
someone.
It's a different type of relationship, right? So in exchange for that, we don't necessarily need to have sex, but I'm going to dinner with clients. I need you to accompany me.
Come and make me look good.
Okay. So sex is not a big thing.
It's not always no. I mean, it can be.
It
for
can
some
be for
people.
some
It
guys,
depends on who
like
your guy
that's
is.
they're sexual,
Some
and
people want you to bring girls, or they want you.
oh,
to,
you got a friend, or oh, if you do
I
this,
have a fetish.
Do you do it?
Nipple clamps on me.
But do you have to? I mean, I know you don't have to do it. Do you feel
like obligated. you mean?
obligated?
No, because I mean, some girls might feel that pressure and then give in because it's like a certain amount they're getting for it, but that depends on the girl, But there are demands there, definitely.
What you mean?
Like, there's some guys that, they have certain things they're into and they're willing to pay you for that. But, when you're coming into it, you have to be like, oh, you have to have a limit. Like, I don't want to do this or that,
but that's set out at the beginning, right? Like,
right.
okay.
But people are people, when you're,
Change.
they change, they can ask you those
Right.
questions.
So if things are set out at the beginning, right? I keep going back to this because I guess I'm just not getting the answer that I'm looking for. Like, if things are set out at the beginning, like my expectations are X, your expectations are Y. And you mentioned this like about paying rent or mortgage. So pretty much if they're not paying your rent or mortgage, does that make you not a sugar baby? Like I'm just trying to understand because I think there are women out here who are probably doing this and definitely not calling themselves sugar babies.
Maybe just the age gap. Maybe that's why.
What you mean?
Maybe my man takes care of me, but he's my age, so I'm not a sugar baby.
Like, but you clarified that.
Yeah, like the person I'm seeing, he's like 5 years older than me. So it's not like he's some grandma.
Wait.
It's not like he's like a
not an age
grandpa.
Because she said that only 2% are young, but
No, not only two.
No.
oh,
I thought that there had to be a big age difference.
It doesn't have to be, no.
Oh, well, that
No,
makes
it's not
a
an age
difference.
thing.
It's just like
But
being
even
a
if I
wife,
say it-
though, in a regular relationship, not everyone's going to get married,
Facts.
but if I say
So
it could
that's,
be you,
that's just life.
But there are
Right,
definitely
you know?
more married women than there are sugar babies. Let's again, like we got to look
because
at
that's
numbers.
what we've been programmed so long to be. I bet if the programming was to be a sugar baby, more people would be sugar babies.
Well, actually,
what's normal
I
is
actually
being in a
disagree
regular.
because the and you said this earlier, the basis of being in the sugar lifestyle is being taken care of, which is what it was 10 years ago, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. That's what it is. So how is it any different?
So maybe we're talking about the labels. Maybe is that what you mean?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
I think falling in love is fun. It's great. And I think that being a sugar baby is something that you do when you're young and you're just having a good time, kind of like men having multiple women and having sex and just living life. And I think that's a way for women to do it. I think that's a woman's way of, I want to have fun, enjoy my life, get spoiled and pampered, hang out with my bitches, not have to worry about a guy. And that's our way of being young and free and wild.
gotcha.
Lonnie has a question that she wants to ask.
No, I was thinking that, do you think that you have to be more on your feminine energy in order to be a sugar baby just because that's expected of you? And you have to have a certain, you have to look a certain way and maintain a certain appearance in order to be a sugar baby because, Even if I'm old,
I
like,
think
I don't
so.
want
You
no
can lead
older
with
kid
that. You
or
know,
lady, right?
attraction holds a big part. You know, like if he's attracted to you, you can lead with that. But ultimately, you have to balance both energies. You have to have some, masculine qualities in general, like just being a woman. But I think femininity does play a big part, and that's being promoted these days. So a lot of women will go into that, being,
People,
big on that. So
people not wanting to go above and beyond to tap into their femininity is what sometimes get in their way. You have to tap into that to be most things. If you want to be a big time influencer, you have to tap into that. If you want to be someone that's on TV, if you want to be almost most things as a woman, you have to go above and beyond and take care of yourself to be a certain type of woman. That's with almost everything. That is literally how to be
you have to
successful
care
as a
about
woman.
yourself. Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
You can't be a woman that's outside in a bonnet. I'm sorry, I'm not going outside in a bonnet. You're not going to see me outside.
I don't
in a
know.
bonnet.
It's
That is one
possible
thing.
you could
Say
be
it
a
to the
sugar
camera, Jada.
baby
Right.
with a
If you're
dude that like
dude,
bonnets. I'm
you
just
might be right. He'll accept that. You know what I'm saying? Or
These
after
are
a while,
jokes.
y'all get
happen.
comfortable, and he's just like, all
could
right.
happen.
Sometimes you get comfortable with your sugar daddy. You're like, come on, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But a lot of times, like, you have to present yourself a certain way in order to be successful, and that's just how it is. So if you're a woman that doesn't go above and beyond, that's probably never going to be your reality because you do not put in the extra effort to look your best and show that you're confident, or like those are just things that are like, for me to go outside and go sit at a bar, it's like I feel good, I know I look good, and I know that I
You have to know that. You have to bring your confidence. You have to be 100% sure wherever you walk into a room, anywhere. You have to know that about yourself. You should have that confidence in life. You know what I mean? That's really, if you're doing this, you really have to have self-assurance.
Right.
I have a question. So I got to go back to this. Like,
because the answer wasn't.
no. No, I think
Y'all
we just
gonna
kind of
answer this
glazed over it.
question.
But like, what is the baseline, right, for these types of relationships? Meaning, like, if you want to get into the sugar baby thing, and a man he wants to be a sugar daddy situation, like, what is the expectation as a baseline that the woman should have coming into it, and what is a baseline expectation that the man should have?
There
coming
isn't
into it?
one. There really isn't
It's
one. It's
all
not like
like-
school. It's not like this is your syllabus. This is what you have to do to complete the class. That's not how it is.
Well, I don't know. Like, for instance,
Everything
you
is
said
different.
you mentioned like paying your rent or your mortgage. Like, is that could we consider that a
You
baseline?
have to ask each individual woman and each individual sugar daddy. Literally, because everybody's situation
It's
is different.
personal.
Some
It's
women are getting
personal.
smutted out, and some women are like, you can't touch me. That's it. Some women are being like, you're not getting the sugar. And, like that's their way of getting the money because it's just like, I want you to want this sugar and fiend for it. And some men don't
And
even
some
want you to give it
women
up
are
because they
willing
like
to
you
do
being
whatever.
Yeah. So every situation
It's
is
different.
And some women get lucky, and some women are like, I fucking hate it here. And those are the women that like, I would rather fall in love type of situation. And then there's a situation with me, like I'm just like, I want to get to know somebody that I really can be close with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But again, like that's why it's hard to answer that question because every situation
Everyone's
is gonna be
different.
different. Some women really are going through getting shitted on in Dubai.
Yeah.
And some women really are
told
like,
us it's
what?
true.
I can't imagine
Yeah.
that. And you have to understand, a lot of times you see these women.
They would never do that and still get the same amount that the girls that
Right.
did have that happen to them.
And I'm sorry,
get,
but some
so.
of the women that are sugar babies you wouldn't know, Ivanka Trump type shit. You get what I'm saying?
You would never know. Like a lot of these powerful women have done this. Like it's not.
I have a question relating to that. So is it a sugar baby versus independent women thing, or is it that a lot of these independent women have a sugar baby mentality without entering the lifestyle? Do you see what I'm saying?
It can be like that, but some women like to be trophy wives and like
Isn't
to,
it
be stay-at-home moms and not be so independent and still be a sugar baby. So,
What do you mean, like not be so independent?
Melania
like,
Trump. Yeah, Melania,
not
sorry.
maybe like
Like they don't want to be in the workforce. They
Right.
don't want. Okay, but because you're gonna have women like, no, I could never do that. I can't be beholden to a man who's taking care of me. I don't want that. Do you see what I'm saying? However, I agree with you that a man should provide, a man should do certain things, but I'm not like you. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you
Yeah.
find that sometimes you get the most hate from women?
Who cares?
I think women in general,
Right,
yeah.
because
I mean,
women will be very judgmental and be like,
Everybody's judgmental. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, you can't do shit.
women get hate thrown on them every day from every angle, male
Right.
and female. Your enemy is a penis or a vagina. It doesn't really matter, you know. So
damn.
getting taken care of or being at home, being in your scarf, cooking and cleaning. You know, it doesn't matter what you do. You know, you just can't do anything right. That's why I say just live your life and do whatever makes you the fuck happy.
It doesn't affect you, like it doesn't like make you like, oh man, like, what am I doing? Is this all right? Like, does it ever make you question kind of like
You'll
the life
probably
you
get to a
chose?
point where you're just like, I'm a little lonely, or you'll get to a point where you're just like,
Wait, can you speak on that about being lonely?
yeah, like you know, like you want to cuddle and talk, and you're going through something, and you have no one to really like connect with, and really understand where you're coming from, or have your back, or go places with you, and you know, like you start to have a desire for that. Not instantly, but eventually you might, and some people don't. You know, this is my experience. I just was like,
Can't you just get a side dude, or would that be like
you
a
can get
problem?
a side dude. Some people
With the
can get
sugar
a side
daddy.
dude. If he finds out, you can get a side dude. But a lot of again, you guys, people don't understand. Just because you're a sugar baby doesn't mean that you're with the sugar daddy all the time.
No, I know, but
It's
could like when we talking about rules, it could be like, okay, we're in this quote unquote mutually beneficial relationship. While we're in this dynamic, I don't want to share you with anyone else.
Right.
Right. But now you get lonely.
You get lonely, and you're.
How do you
just-
manage that? Do you,
You
go
have to
behind
decide,
his
like,
back?
it's a decision you have to make, like if you want to go through that, you know, because you can be in a marriage and be lonely. I mean, it
Right.
can happen to anyone, but you know, it's, do you want to have that sugar daddy that takes care of you and, you know, listen
It's
to him? Like,
if I'm in a marriage,
face right
yeah,
now.
you know, my thing about that is that if we're in a marriage and we have assets and I have certain, you know, insurances and assurances, right? So that's cool. Now, if I become accustomed to you providing, pampering, you know, taking care of my life, right? And you set a certain standard, I have to abide by that.
As long as you want.
No, as long as you want. But what's the alternative, right?
That's why you get what you can.
You need an exit plan.
Because you said you have insurances and assets and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Make sure you do too.
That's what
make
I'm
sure
saying.
That bank account is right.
always have
Make
your
sure that-
back.
Can
know?
can
That's
we
the-
talk
Please,
about
can we
that?
talk
Can we
about
talk
the
about the
age
exit
out? I
strategy?
said this earlier. There's an age out. It's like the foster care system.
Yeah,
what
like-
is the
Smart.
age out like
you are a
exit
sugar
plan?
baby. You just have to be smart. Don't just be out here spending his money up and not putting stuff to the side for yourself. It's just like, you know, act like you're in a marriage in a way. Like, you know, I'm getting my insurance. Let me put my insurance
Yeah.
up. Just
That's
in
why you
case
have
this
to be
doesn't last.
mature and responsible. I'm getting X, Y, and Z that I need that will have my back.
If you're
I'll
living
follow
in a
the
place,
guidelines, you know,
Yeah.
for yourself. So you have your own back.
if
you
you're
know?
living in a place, that's $7,000 a month, and then he decides I'm no longer
Girl.
paying, yeah, pretty much.
What are you gonna
Manhattan,
do?
Right.
Yeah, the Alden in Manhattan, right on the Hudson. Yeah,
Never
pretty
be
much.
stupid. Always save your money. You know, always
Yeah, save your
invest in
money.
yourself.
Yeah, it's
That's
gonna be
what
a
comes
tough
first.
month.
7,000 a month. So if you can't afford that, you need to make sure. All right, if he break up with me this month, it's probably gonna take me about 22 days to get another. You know what I'm saying? Like
To get
a new
another
one.
sugar daddy?
So this month I need to make sure I had that 10,000. You feel me? So you know you have to
be
make sure that
strategic.
you have to be very strategic.
Can you tell these women out here,
work.
because I feel like you have to navigate this in a strategic way, because you could get
But
lost.
sometimes women are having fun. When you're young, we're
lost
just
in
having
it.
a good time. Yeah.
Right,
And that's why it's dangerous. That's why I say it becomes dangerous.
I want to hear your perspective.
Yeah,
on this.
go ahead,
Like,
girl.
what is like the 10-point plan?
I mean, honestly, like when you're younger, right, and you're just having your fun, you're gonna learn when you can't pay your bill. Like you
So then
will
you won't do it
learn.
again.
Exactly. You will learn your lesson.
Fair enough.
You hope, man. There's a
You
lot
know
of
your
repeat
rent.
offenders.
You know you can't pay that. Like if he break up with me right
Like you're
now,
gonna feel it when you're out there struggling. Like you will feel it.
Man, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw our tax bill one time,
right.
I was like, "Oh Lord!" I said, "We need to make sure all our insurance policies are where they need
See?
to be." I'm
See,
joking.
when you get
I'm literally joking, but
No, but
the
when you-
taxes are high.
listen, but when you got somebody that could just pay it in 30 seconds, you'd be like, oh yeah, let me just
Right.
get my calculations together, or let me go into the Chase account. all right, I'll just transfer it on. You know, you start being like, well, damn, that was quick. That would have took me 5 years. Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? You start being like, well, what else can we do? You start wondering, and you don't care about the love connection that much anymore. You're just like, you know,
when real life hits you, that goes out of the
Real
window.
life ain't
You
no
know,
joke.
it's not a joke.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, life ain't no joke. So if you having a good time with someone for like 4 years of your life and you're getting mad shit done and you're you know how people are. My man said this to me. He was just like, yo, like people are really getting like if you can't take more than one vacation a year, like that is almost the norm now. Like people are making it seem like that is the norm. Like people wasn't taking family vacations often and stuff like that. And a lot of the women that are like popular on the gram or whatever that are taking these trips, they're sugar babies. You never see their man for a reason. You take a picture of your food and you get the, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people are really out here being sugar babies and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know, I'm doing what I do right now. I'm getting what I get out of it. And, you know, that's it. But like, people are living a lifestyle that's not really reality. Right. It's gonna end
a lot of
at one
people
point
like
sometime.
that fantasy. Like, let's say you're following a girl that does that. You know, he or she may never like ask you, whoever they're following, oh, what do you do? Because they're so like infatuated with the fantasy and like, oh, how's this girl? How's she getting it? Like she's such like da 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 da. You know that it never even gets questioned. But the reality is, a lot of girls are doing it. You know.
I think part of the problem is the shame because we're gonna like people are going to shame.
Do you think there's a different like judgment in the U.S. compared to other countries where this is the norm?
Right.
Because there's a lot of countries where if you cannot take care of me, we will not get married.
Yeah.
We'll be in a relationship, and this is not going to be a thing.
Yeah, a lot of it is cultural, absolutely.
Like just American culture? Or?
Yeah, like American culture is like 50-50, you know, it's being promoted and this and that, where a lot of cultures, the man, like he knows he has to provide. It's not even a question. It's not even talked about.
Right.
It's just customs. It's tradition. You know, it's
like
not an
you take
issue.
a shit, you wipe your ass. That's pretty much
exactly. It's just known.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree.
And you flush the water. Like they just know. Like it's like ingrained in them. So.
But imagine like being in a relationship with someone where you know you got A1 credit, you know all your shit is together, and then all of a sudden you start dating for love, and it's just like my credit's declining. You know, I can't really pay all the. You know, I can't do. You know, that's gonna bring more issues in your relationship because it's just like you can't even do it.
Your Rolex start ticking.
Yeah.
By the way, we're not saying it got to be one or the other. Like, we just want to clearly convey it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Is a sugar baby a gold digger?
She can be. It depends on the girl, though.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, if you ain't got the...
Are you a gold digger?
I'm a gold digger.
Okay. G-O-A-L.
Yes.
Yeah, she did say it's about her, like, providing.
It's about a bigger plan, you know. If you're just like, oh, you know, you want cash, this and that, you don't have a plan, then...
Yeah,
you're not gonna have all that cash.
Because
you
with
know,
that, you'll end up screwing your life up. If you don't have a goal, you'll end up screwing your life up because
it's gonna become an
gonna
addiction.
depend on
You're gonna
it.
spiral. You're gonna spend. You're not gonna be smart. You know,
And then
you'll
you're
be
not gonna
back
know what
to
to
where
do.
you started real quick.
and you won't know what to do
that
after a while.
$7,000 rent due.
Every month.
Every month.
Every month. You
Now
only got three. What is it?
Right.
What is it late on the third?
Now you at the consignment trying to sell all your Chanel, but they only trying to give you a quarter of the price of what it's worth. Not that I know.
Y'all, Jada is.
$5,000. Why you trying to give me $1,200?
Y'all, Jada is giving y'all a glimpse into her life for real.
Allegedly.
You know?
Everything's
I
allegedly.
ain't got no shame though. I just be keeping it a bug. You know, you love it or
I
not.
think that you opening up your life to people, believe it or not, whatever as that makes you, that frees people and gives them this feeling of honesty. 'Cause they're
Right.
going through it.
And frees you, too.
Yeah.
Well, you remove
The shame and the you know what I
It
mean?
definitely reresonates with people. Like,
Because
It
I
can
feel
be
like a lot of people
inspiring.
are
It
doing
definitely can
Yeah.
be inspiring.
A lot of people are doing it. And a lot of people that we all, not we all, but a lot of people that we, influencers, whatever, people we look up to, a lot of people are doing a lot of shit, whether they're, you know,
Admitting it.
Yeah, a lot of shit is a secret. You know, a lot of men have sugar mamas, or a lot of men have sugar daddies too, to believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine. You can't imagine. So, you know, that's a whole nother situation.
That's what I'm saying. I believe
I've
it.
seen it, you know? So, you know, everything isn't always what it seems. So that's why it's so hard to answer in questions, because everybody is different. You know, you might think I just seen on Zeus Network, sorry, but on Jocelyn's Cabaret, this one girl was like, yeah, I have a sugar daddy, but I live outside my car. Bitch, what?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
She lives in her car.
In her car.
wow.
And she was like
So-
pregnant.
And I'm just, the one that got that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, girl, how you got a sugar daddy? I wouldn't even say that out loud if I was looking in my car and I had a sugar daddy.
Double homicide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Double homicide. She was like, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I
Her
wish,
whole energy
and that's just
was-
me though. If you was my sugar daddy, I wish I would be living outside a car.
But you know what? That goes back to your initial point about standards. Like we, and I really hope this is what women get from this. Like we have to have standards, you know, and a lot of, and the thing that this applies to men as well.
Right.
Like we have to have standards. And the more you deviate from those standards, the more you're gonna find yourself muling. The more you're gonna, you know, find yourself paying 50-50 on bills. The more you're gonna find yourself living in your car having had an abortion. Like we have to, like our parents tell us, you know, if our dad said, you know what, this is the kind of man you need to date, and if we hold on to that, and your dad was a good dude and he gave you sound advice, why do we go away from that?
Right.
I just really wonder, like, why don't we hold on to these standards that have clearly been proven and just go try our own shit,
Right.
you know? And
And can I say something else
Yeah.
too? I feel like once you level, like we see it all the time. Once a person levels up in a way, or once someone sees that you're a person that's taken care of, or you're a person that has those standards, you don't drop down levels. You only get better. You only
Absolutely.
keep leveling up. So once you do see that in yourself, and you decide that I'm not going to accept certain shit,
And that's
you're
the
only
thing,
going to get
yeah.
better and better and better.
A
So-
lot of people will, you know, approach you. It's what you accept. You have to, everyone's capable of making that
it's a
decision.
choice, yep.
You know, no matter where you are in life, you'll always have a decision. You'll have a choice. So it's what you accept or not accept.
Could not agree more. Wait, did I say that right?
This
Could
was
not agree
juicy.
more. Yeah, yeah.
Agree
yeah.
more.
Okay.
Yep. This was juicy.
So, Eva, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
I'm actually glad that it just, even though I didn't get my story out of you, I'm I'm glad that you really did give us a lot of good insight on this and things that are beneficial to women outside of a sugaring relationship. You know, it applies to all women in all relationships, you know, so I do appreciate that. Please give us your information one more time so whoever's watching, they can follow you,
Yes.
look at your pictures, see the fabulous life that you're living.
Yes, so it's Eva Diva, Eva_DEEVAA on IG. Follow me.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. And Jada and I are
Yes.
out.
We're out, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
And I wore my little hoe skirt today because this is where the money resides. this where you get the love. You know what I'm saying? So make sure.
Y'all, her man is
Wait,
going
turn around.
push her in the wall when she get
I'm
home.
so glad we got live. My man gonna tear me up, girl. It was not my love, but y'all love.